Good morning. I'm the Reverend Ronald Nathan, and I'm the minister of the Whole God AME Zion Church, which is located in Jackson, in the parish of St. Michael, on the island of Barbados. Welcome to our meditation, a psalm a day. Today's psalm that is being featured is Psalm 82, and I'm speaking on the topic, among the gods, among the gods. In verse 5 of Psalm 82, it says, "The gods know nothing, they understand nothing, they walk about in darkness, all the foundations of the earth are shaken." For millennia, human beings have developed ways of understanding their relationship between themselves, the natural world, and the supernatural. Men and women have sought to find ways and means to determine their significance, value, and purpose in life. They have wished to comprehend the mysteries of their world, that which is close to them, and the universe, that which is further away from them. These thoughts of mere men have sought to fathom the world of the gods. So a multi-religious world have always been a reality for human beings. As we developed human civilizations and settlements in different localities and evolved distinctive cultures and linguistic groups, we gave names to our gods and our religious and spiritual experiences. As we, human beings, competed for land, wealth, and power, so too we engaged our gods, our spiritualities, our religious orders and organizations in our wars, battles, and fights for supremacy. As a matter of fact, no group would go to war without their god. Read history and see if you don't believe me. History is pitted with gods who went to war. Asaph, the priest who wrote this 82nd Psalm, understood that when one people is defeated by another, there was always the tendency to attribute power and supremacy to the god associated with the victor. He, therefore, in this psalm, asked the question, who will judge the gods? And what criteria will be used in that judgment? Who will hold the gods to account for their support of wickedness and exploitation of the poor and needy? For they are partial towards the powerful, and they continually exercise their inhumanity to the poor and those in need. Asaph presents us in this psalm with a world of two certainties. First, we are presented with an almighty God whose existence is without question and who is in a position to judge all things, gods and men. Secondly, we are presented with a world where there are people who are vulnerable. Vulnerable to be exploited by the gods and vulnerable to be exploited by the proclivities of human beings. It is almost like this priest of Israel is asking of the world he lives in, and therefore the world of gods and the world of men, where is your moral and ethical compass? You powerful forces that seem to always take advantage of the poor and needy, when will you get your just deserves? He launches into this metaphysical world with the statement in verse 1, God presides in the general assembly. He renders judgment among the gods. And then he closes this psalm in verse 8 by saying, rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance. All created and developed systems of the world will be called to judgment, and the determining factor is how did you live your lives and ordered your world in relation to the poor and the needy and the powerless. How did you protect the victim of wickedness from the perpetrator of wickedness? In verse 2 to 4, the psalm says this: how long will you defend the unjust and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. How did you defend those who could not defend themselves in the courts of the powerful? What systems did you put in place to guarantee the humanity of the orphan, the widow, the immigrant, the oppressed, the sick? All of your powerful games are going to be judged, whether you consider yourselves gods or men. As a matter of fact, says this writer, you are all to be judged by the same criteria, for you are no different if your domain is life with your heads in the stars or life in the pits and mines of the earth. In verse 5 through to 7 of the psalm, it reads, the gods know nothing, they understand nothing, they walk about in darkness, all the foundations of the earth are shaken. I said, you are gods, you are all sons of the Most High, but you will die like mere mortals. You will fall like every other ruler. So how should we live our lives? I don't know if Asaph the priest was familiar with the words of the prophet Micah, who lived some 50 to 70 years before him. But these are words that are a good rule of thumb to live by. Micah states in 6 and verse 8, he has showed you, O man, O woman, what is good, to do justly, love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. God bless you today. If this meditation has been of great significance and importance to you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also pass our link on to your family and friends. Have a great day.